welcome back to another episode of Umineko.
Hi.
Got the full screen. Umineko? Hold on. Okay. Alright. Alright, so let's just hop into the tea party. I'm so curious as to what the fuck is gonna happen.
I never expected Lady Berncastle's piece to barge in at the very end. I searched all over the place for a piece for a piece fitting for a game with you. I was sure you'd like it.
Am I Lambda Delta?
Yeah.
What's with that piece? Who is that person? Who was it? I don't know if this is the voice I gave her. She didn't say her name. That's mean. Hey, don't you think so too?
I have a general idea. Or rather, I imagine most people would have figured it out.
Most people? I don't get it, and it was that character's first appearance, wasn't it? She doesn't say her name, I will understand, the players will understand, no one will understand, right?
It's... Beato, don't bother telling her. See? Isn't she a funny kid?
What the fuck?
Indeed. Lady Lambda Delta's innocent airhead side is truly precious and amusing.
Come on, why won't you tell me, you meanie? In exchange, I'll teach you a special secret that only I know, so tell me!
Oh, a special secret, you say? I want to hear.
Oh my fucking god. Eh, you want to tell me? You want me to tell you? Just tell me who that girl really was. Secret I know sure is awesome. After all, it's about as awesome as knowing that Santa-san is actually Daddy. I hate that there's audio of me saying that. Huh? He said it. Sorry, I thought you were so shocked that I turned your whole world off.
Mm-hmm.
Are you fucking kidding?
So, your father was the one who came to your place, Lambda?
Kid, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Lord Santa Claus only visits the homes of children with pure hearts. I guess he didn't come to your place, did he? Well, Lord Santa Claus is gracious. Unless you're a really bad scoundrel, he'll give you a present. After all, he even gave them to me.
Okay. Now the question is Santa real in this universe? Or is Santa fake and they're fucking with Lambda Delta? Or is Santa fake and all of them still believe in Santa?
You just have to imagine it.
I'm gonna believe that's the third option.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
As you grow and your heart is hardened, he stops coming, doesn't he? How old were you, Beato, when he stopped coming? Indeed. He kept coming until I was about 12. When my maiden's heart awoke, I quickly got somewhat embarrassed about Lord Santa coming.
Huh?
After I wrote, "Thanks for everything, that's enough, so make sure you splurge on the last set of presents," he stopped coming. Oh, and I was looking forward to it too.
Oh
How
my
old were
god,
you when he
she
stopped coming,
fully
Lady
still...
Berncastle?
She's fully still believes in Santa.
It was pretty wild. It happened fairly early. I think when I was about 9. Something about that beard really irritated me, so I waited in my futon with some sewing scissors ready, trying to cut it off. What a painful age. So, as far back as Lady Lambda Delta can remember, Lord Santa Claus never came to see her, huh? Usually comes until the last year of elementary school or during middle school.
This is what we're following up the end of episode 3 with.
They're a little silly with it.
Oh my god. Speaking of characters who believe in Santa who really shouldn't,
There's this comes back up again, by the way, in another episode.
no fucking way. I
don't remember exactly which one, but it's in the answer arcs.
and
it's really funny.
I just wanted you to know that Big Boss in the Metal Gear games canonically believes in Santa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as a grown adult running his own mercenary company, he believes in Santa Claus still. It's one of the best tapes in Peace Walker, honestly.
Damn. Maybe we should take her to a doctor. I hear that being too precocious can have negative side effects on the growth of mind and body. Yeah, you can definitely see some of those negative side effects.
Adler's just in the corner like, what the fuck are you talking about? Hey, what are you people talking about?
It truly is boisterous when three witches gather. If you're talking about a secret on that level, I doubt this will be worth listening to. Can I go now? I have to get ready for the next game.
Hey, wait a second! Tell me who that woman really was!
Well then, tell me the special secret of yours first. If it's good enough, then I'll tell you.
Oh, okay, I'll tell you. It really is a special secret. Remember, in this game, there was a girl who found the gold and became the new witch, right?
Indeed. And just what kind of secret might that person have?
I forgot who that girl really is. Does anyone know? There was a hint in the way she talked. Where the fuck is this guy? Remember that girl said a lot, didn't she? If only you just right? That phrase is the key point. If only. Yes! She was actually killing myself. Oh my fucking god. I'm voicing a fucking idiot. She was actually Utsunomiya Eva. What do you think? Are you shocked? Oh,
I never noticed that. To think that there would be a hint in a place like that.
Okay, so they're humoring her. Alright. Unless there's some more shit going on. Okay.
You're a real good sport, Beato. This kid tends to get full of herself, so try not to overdo it. See you. I'm leaving.
Wait! Not fair if you just listen to my secret and don't tell me yours! Tell me who she really was!
Your secret is so amazing that mine just wouldn't match up. So in exchange, I'll teach you a special secret. I'll tell you that I'm with the culprit in this game called Higurashi no Naku Koroni.
No, don't! I haven't played that yet! She has an either! Don't say it! I'm still playing it!
See you, Beato. The black tea was delicious. However, the repertoire of jam on the crackers was lacking.
Your ass.
Add some gochujang chili paste every once in a while. It goes great with Russian tea. Later. Oh, I see. I shall try it. I'll call for some after preparing the next game. Until then, feel free to polish up your strategy at your leisure. Yes, I'll do that. This last game was pretty interesting. Later.
Hey, wait a second, tell me! Fuck!
My, you two really are close.
Yes, that's right. Oh, I really like you, Burncastle. You could even say I love you. I want to gouge your eyes out so that you can see no one other than me. Oh, that would be so wonderful. It'd be great to dip them in black tea. Ha! Oh.
To
Okay.
think that you'd be so entranced, Lady Lambda Delta. I have a serious responsibility. Still, this last game really was close. I was a breath away from getting Battler.
Eto, can I ask you something?
What is it? I won't tell you that girl's name.
When are you gonna stop fooling around? Are you even trying to win? Like, come on. When are you gonna stop fooling around? Are you even trying to win? Lambda threatened her with a low voice that she had never used in front of Burncastle. Completely blew away the calm atmosphere that had been there until a moment ago. You know, I'm sorrying you because you're supposed to be a witch who can win against Burncastle. If you don't have the power to win against her, then I'll end you right away, okay?
How harsh of you. What about me dissatisfies you? As you know, my game board is perfect. Lady Burncastle will never be able to win.
Yeah, that's right. Your board truly is impressive. It truly is an impressive and perfect game board that Burncastle definitely won't be able to win, not even after 100 years, or even 1,000 years. That's why I made you a witch in exchange for letting me borrow it. If I stop being your guardian, you'll immediately go back to being a human. What?! Make sure you don't forget that. No matter how much incredible magical power you hold, you are nothing more than a temporary witch.
I understand. I'm grateful to you.
Fucking huh? You speak so casually to me. I'll forgive that when Castle's around, but not when she is. I'll bet you started to forget how much you owe me.
I'm starting to remember how erotic this scene was in the manga. To be honest.
Alright. Okay.
There's a few of those. That is not so.
You really are disgusting. Go ahead and talk the way you usually do. Be mindful of what you say. I have a surprisingly short temper, you see.
Indeed.
Sorry, I'm jamming out to the music. This fucking rips.
It's good.
This sounds like it could be in Devil May Cry. Let's get back to what we were discussing. Your game board truly is perfect. You should be able to defeat Burncastle without any trouble. It won't surrender easily. It'll challenge you over and over.
That is no problem. It has been certified by you, Lady Lambda Delta. My game board is perfect.
Yeah, that's right. It's perfect. But are you, the player, perfect as well?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, you're a bitch. Do I mean? That's what I want to hear. You play around a lot in your game. Sometimes that ends up confusing Burncastle. At first I thought it was some special strategy of yours. I get the feeling that's not quite true. Rather than toying with the opponent in a match you can win, you don't actually care whether you win or lose, right?
Ridiculous. How could that be?
You know what? Your role is to make Burncastle surrender. In other words, that means being the victor in this game for all eternity. And as long as you keep trying to become the victor with certainty, that'll give you my power as the Witch of Certainty. Or, you fight in a way that doesn't eliminate any possibility of your loss. That's a different story.
Of course, this is a game. Just as Lady Burncastle will lose when I win, I will sometimes lose when she wins. The possibility of loss always exists. Therefore, I will.
This is why you're useless. There's no need for you to be a game board. You just have to be a birdcage that can lock Burncastle up here for all eternity. It's the role of a birdcage, making certain the little bird inside never escapes. What's a birdcage worth if it has cracks that sometimes let a bird out?
Of course, games exist for the purpose of winning, and it is impossible for me to lose. Therefore, I will continue to win, as you wish, for all eternity.
Good answer. It'll be fine. How about you play around and use fakes as part of your tactics? It ended up being useful during parts of this round. But you know what? You make a move hoping for anything else other than victory. Make sure you're prepared for something amazing, okay?
I will not do such a thing, I swear it.
Because originally, you weren't even a witch, and at any time, I'll remind you what a truly shabby creature you were. You betray my expectations, that is. As soon as you do, you can look forward to a fun punishment game. In the world of billions of fragments, I'll send you into the most miserable one and seal you there. Fucking what? You were already miserable to start with, so there's gonna be some really miserable fragments out there for the picking. Oh, I love you, Burncastle. Struggle in Beatrice's cage as much as you like. Over the course of 1,000 years, realize that you can no longer escape. When you surrender. Okay. Audio of me saying that's gonna be on the internet forever. I'll train you so you can't do anything other than cry in the palm of my hand. Finally, I get to be a maniacal witch.
See, I'm actually, I'm not afraid to say the really gross lines. You should be glad.
You know, like, what I want for my future, though.
Mm-hmm.
There may be a time in my future. I love you forever. Okay. Did you see that trophy?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, there might be times in the future where me saying these lines are gonna fuck me.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. And then let's do the next tea party. Or the question mark tea party. The tea party for those who are not human. Which kind of implies that last tea party, all three of them were human. Anyway. Also, like, she talked about using fakes? Was Virgilia even 12 years later? Hold on! I was about to drop some, like, theory, but no, it's 1998 now. A monotonous electronic sound kept on repeating. The room was colored with hygienic tones, in other words, an emotionless white. It was a room at a certain university hospital. Neither her doctors nor the person herself had any doubts that this room, which had a price so high that no commoner could afford to spend a single night there, would be the last room she ever saw. Fucking what? Was the person on the bed Ava? Even if someone told you that was so, she was unbelievably aged and worn out. The well-built man in a suit waiting in the corner near the door was having a whispered conversation through an intercom with someone outside. He was a guard protecting Ava's person. After telling the person on the other end of the intercom to wait, he approached Ava's bed. Ava had been awake for a short while. However, she stared at a single point in his face, as though her mind was not in the same place. Anji-san has arrived in the lobby below. I'm sure if I recognized those kanji, I'd be like, oh. We let her pass? For a long time, Ava didn't answer. However, bit by bit, her eyes began to regain their focus, and she gave a small nod, indicating that she didn't mind if they called Angie. It had been Ava who called her, and she was right on time. By this point, Ava would refuse anyone who wanted a meeting without an appointment. The room was dark, even though it was still light outside, because the curtains were always closed. There was always one guard waiting in the room, and 3 more waiting in the corridor and the lobby. They were all there to protect Ava's person. Eventually, there was the sound of a knock. Also, there was a message from the intercom that a guest's body check had been completed with no problems. The door was unlocked, then opened, and and a high school-age girl was standing there. Just a minute. Anji-san has arrived. Eva reacted and turned her face towards the guest. However, instead of reacting to the guard's call, maybe it would be better to say that she reacted to the smell of Angie's makeup, okay? After being shut up in this room for so long, Eva was sensitive to even small changes in smell. Okay, that makes sense.
So you came, Angie.
And got a jump scare. I forgot that everyone's fucking dead. Ushiromiya Angie, the daughter of Rudolph and Kirie, Battler's younger sister from a different mother. She hasn't come in contact with Battler often, but is extremely fond and respectful of him. She was sick and absent during the family conference, so she always ends up surviving in solitude. A very unfortunate girl whose heart is in tatters. Has a bad habit of always walking around with massive amounts of cash, throwing it out to whoever comes first. Alright, I rock with her. I came. You did call me. I don't know if that's the voice I gave her. On Ava's face, there is no trace of a person warmly welcoming their niece. And on Angie's face, you couldn't see the expression of one pleased to meet their aunt. Ava waved her arm, which had grown as thin as a withered branch, and motioned for the guard to leave. The guard bowed silently and went out into the hall. It's not only stuffy, but dark too. Can I open the curtains?
Is your plan for that hitman you hired to shoot me through the window?
I wish I could get hired to assassinate you. All I have to do is relax at home for a month and the job would take care of itself. I already rock with her just right out of the gate, being hostile towards Ava. Already bumping her up on my list. I like this chick. The discussion was quite morbid for an aunt and a niece. However, they didn't look like they were joking. At the very least, Ava believed that someone was after her life. I wonder why. All of the Ushiromiya family's massive fortune had come into the possession of Ushiromiya Eva. Okay, so she was the only survivor on a island filled with dead bodies. And not only did she get off scot-free, but she was able to keep the inheritance. Alright. It was said that this fortune also included the 10 tons of hidden gold that Ushiromiya Kinzo was rumored to have hidden. While this vast wealth lay in Eva's cunning, sly, and suspicious hands, no one was able to complain. But it was rumored that as soon as it was passed on to Angie, who was no more than a young girl, certain people were plotting to snatch it away. By now, Eva and Angie were Kinzo's only descendants. If Eva died, all of the wealth would go to Angie. And if Angie were then to be killed as well, that wealth would go to the family of Angie's mother, Kirie. In this sense, not only Eva, but Angie as well, were in a position where it wouldn't be odd at all for their life to be targeted by some unknown person. And Eva had hated Angie for a long time. This was because she knew that, after losing her only precious son, George, the inheritor of her own wealth would be none other than the girl who had been absent at the family conference 12 years ago, and who had survived. Ava shunned Angie, disliked her, and even hated her. She isolated Angie in a special school and separated her from the youth and happiness normal people have, trying to keep her as a pet until death. Damn, you're making me hate Ava even more. God. Get fucked. However, Ava had succumbed to an incurable disease, and, ironically, her remaining life was estimated to be the exact same as Kinzo's had been at the family conference 12 years ago. Both Ava and Angie hated each other. Even though they were each other's last blood relatives, they hated each other so much that they hoped the other would die quickly. And? Why did you go to all the trouble of calling for me?
I don't have much time left. These quack doctors still can't detect any of the poison that's filling me up. I know. I'm sure it's some secret assassination drug used by those Soviet KGBs.
Good to know paranoia just runs in the fucking family, apparently.
No, I'm gonna be killed. I'm gonna be killed. Isn't that great? Very soon I will die, which will surely be quite a load off your back.
The pitiable person. It's always happened. They immediately deviated from the main topic, joining into a more unsettling discussion. Eva, who's absolutely paranoid, believed that someone was always after her life. And in actual fact, after inheriting the vast wealth of the Umineko family, she had used wild methods just like Kinzo had done in the past, repeatedly making money by any means necessary and creating many enemies along the way. With a massive supply of capital, she applied it to aggressively buy businesses that were starting to have rapid growth, making them buy it back at a high price under the guise of reconciliation. Ironically, it was the same type of action that her husband's company had been hit with 12 years ago. She had repeated this constantly for 12 years. She had also earned a lot of hatred. If her husband had heard this from beyond the grave, he might have defended her, saying that the loneliness from losing her family fueled her actions. However, of all the people who knew her now, none would defend her. For some time, Eva eloquently spoke of how her life was being targeted, listing off names of people who hated her, and sneering at the fact she still hadn't been killed. Even though Angie heard her own name included in that list, there was no particular change in her expression, and she waited indifferently for Eva to tire herself out.
You see, I really hate you.
I'm honored. Same here.
I built this future for George's sake. To think that it would be snatched away by you. To think that it would be stolen away by Rudolph's daughter.
Hey girl, whose fault is it that... whose fault is it that George is dead?
I can't bear it. To think that I would have my fortune stolen away, without even leaving behind a child. That I cannot forgive.
If only you just give all your fortune to charity. What about all those religious people you used to go so far out of your way to find?
They all say the same thing. My excessive wealth has become a burden to me. They always say something about how I need to give it up and cleanse myself. Then I thought of something. I stopped donating.
For a time, Eva had searched for the founders of several strange and new religious cults, perhaps seeking peace in her heart. But they gave her heart no relief, and if anything, they ended up increasing her paranoia further. If you have too much money, why don't you start buying up thoroughbreds and make some corned beef, okay?
I thought of something even more interesting. I've worried over it a lot. What could I do to make things horrible for you?
You vindictive cunt! Oh my god!
I thought about killing you. I also thought about erasing all of
Oh
my wealth,
my
leaving you
god!
penniless, and selling you off to a slave trader or something. Wouldn't that be wonderful? You'd have your arms and legs chopped off and be forced to take customers until you died.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Ah, that would be so wonderful.
Alright, I'm never gonna feel any sympathy for Ava ever again.
Yeah, she, yeah.
Oh my... Is this fun for you?
Oh, yes, it is. It's fun to scare you, but very soon I will die. So I thought about how I might continue to cause you pain even after my death. And then it was surprisingly simple. I called you because I wanted to talk about it.
She's gonna tell her that she killed everyone, is she? I have midterms coming up. Keep it brief.
I have decided I will have you inherit all of my fortune.
Oh?
Not only that, but I decided that until the very day I die, I'll expand that fortune as much as I can, inflating it to massive proportions before having you inherit all of it. Can you even imagine what that would be like?
I don't get it. Because it's stupid.
That's right, you don't get it, do you? Look forward to it. It really is fun being rich. Every day, yokai from across Japan come to play. From now on, your entire life will be followed by talk shows and weekly magazines. The media will criticize me no matter what I do or don't do. If I donate, they'll attack me for being bourgeois, and if I hesitate, I'll be abused as a miser. Oh, every day really is wonderful, you see. I decided it'd be great to let you have that kind of life when you're so young and have so much ahead of you. Doesn't that sound absolutely wonderful?
Looks like the public's opinion of all you've done was spot on.
Too true, yes, that is too true. Go ahead, abuse me as much as you want. Soon you will face that same criticism. Japanese culture dictates that good people live in honorable poverty, while the wealthy should just die. No matter what you do or do not do, you will eventually be lifted up as a symbol of envy and hate across Japan. I wonder how twisted your life will become after living that way. You have no allies. No one will listen to your worries. Abusing you will become a public sport, and no one can stop that. Oh, Angie. Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. I wonder how you will live your life and how you'll end it. Enjoy to the fullest a life of being unable to trust anyone in the world, being unable to love anyone, being able to talk with anyone. I'll be patiently waiting for you to take that story of hardship down with you into hell.
Her insane laughter turned into a painful cough. Without changing her expression in the slightest, looking completely unconcerned, Angie stared at the only survivor of Rokkenjima. Perhaps because he found the violent coughing suspicious, the guard gave a short knock on the door and rushed in at the same time. Angie glanced at him, wordlessly making it clear that she didn't intend to move a step from where she was. Angie was prepared for some kind of trap to frame her in Ava's death. However, that was fortunately a needless fear. As the guard rubbed Ava's back, he poured hot water from a thermos into a mug. As he did, Ava kept coughing, apparently in pain. Angie'd figured that this was probably the last she'd see of the Rokkenjima's witch's final days. Eventually, the coughing subsided, and Ava regained her normal breathing. However, the glittering madness inside her eyes hadn't subsided in the slightest.
Now I will give to you that cursed mass of gold in the Ushiromiya family headship.
Sorry.
As well as the name of the Golden Witch, Beatrice. Enjoy the insane, twisted rest of your life fitting for the name of the witch.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I don't need that. More importantly, tell me. On that day, what happened on Rokkenjima? I don't believe it was an accident. Tell me the truth about what happened that day and why father and mother and Nissan died.
Oh yes, that is the best way I have to harass you, isn't it? What happened on that day? What happened on this day in 1986? You want to know what they said before they died, right? I won't tell you. I'll leave behind the cursed gold. But you know what? I'll take the truth you seek with me to hell. That's the best way I can torment you. Oh, are you mad? If you want to hear it so much, try going to hell and asking your family there. In that case, you better die right now, right?
Jesus fucking Christ.
If only you just give up and die right now.
That laugh continued until she started coughing again. And that cough did not subside until she started moaning and going into convulsions. October 4th, 1986. On Rokkenjima, the Uchinomiya family's customary and final family conference was held. And on the next day, October 5th, an extremely unfortunate accident occurred, and the Uchinomiya family was wiped out. What fucking unfortunate accident could occur that makes it look like this? Fortunately, Uchinomiya Eva escaped from that, and inherited almost all of the Uchinomiya family's fortune. However, due to the many turbulent rumors surrounding the Uchinomiya family, the way Eva acted afterwards, and her unnatural actions at the time of the unfortunate accident, the public was in an uproar over whether this might have been a conspiracy to get all the inheritance for herself. Under pressure from the public, prosecutors repeatedly tried to investigate this matter, and the media began tracing the outline of a conspiracy they called the Rokkenjima suspicion. But in the end, they weren't even able to find proof that this unfortunate accident was a crime. However, because the media continued to give the impression that Rokkenjima's suspicion was a conspiracy of Eva's, public opinion began to believe that she was the true culprit. Of course, that was also influenced by the bad impression caused by all that easily condemnable, overbearing financial activity, which she had carried out using this vast wealth. Every time she did something, and the rumors started spreading, the media would bring back the Rokkenjima suspicion, blaming the criminal justice system by saying that she was the true culprit, and that the only reason she hadn't been arrested was because even the police had been bribed. The impression that she was a great villain grew stronger and stronger. Her heart eventually degenerated, and, ironically, it began to transfigure her into the kind of human that the public expected. I don't know! She got the power of the witch and then immediately started killing people over and over again. By now, Eva had no one she could trust, and no family. Not like a niece or anything. After her beloved husband passed away, the talk shows occasionally mentioned his company, saying that it was run recklessly, while criticizing and disgracing its former accomplishments. And even her beloved son George was dramatized as the stereotypical rich, lazy son the public expected. And no one wanted to know what a simple and honest character he had possessed. I don't know, I feel like the media would... If they're trying to, make her out to be a villain, I would, make Hideyoshi and George to be, really good people. And, this vindictive bitch killed her husband and son, who not only they were a family, but they were good people who cared about the working class. That's what I would go in the direction of the story, but alright. As to how much all this hurt Eva and ran her to ruin, no one cared. To be fair, I don't care either. She was already a bitch beforehand. It's not like she was a good person and then, people turned on her and she became bad. Nah, she wasn't great to begin with. The public was only interested out of curiosity about how a super rich evil woman who killed her whole family lived her beautiful later years. So that happened more and more. And eventually, Ava's personality was transfigured and people started calling her a lunatic. Well, if the shoe fits! Ava said that this sometimes reminded her of her father, whom she had once admired in his later years, and she laughed at herself with scorn. And, on that day of that final family conference, because Uchinomiya Rodo's daughter, Angie, had been sick and stayed with her mother's family, she had not participated. At the age of 6, she had lost her family and gained Ava as her guardian. Since Angie had become Ava's only blood relative, Ava took very good care of her. She had imposing guards surrounding Angie's person at all times, to prevent her from coming to harm. Angie had even had her right to play with friends, to come home from school together, and to enjoy the scenes together, stolen away, so that she can live a full and pleasant school life. Ava had sent Angie to an elegant boarding school that took care of her every need, completely isolating her from the world. She didn't even know the popular songs that girls her age might hum. She was never given a chance to enjoy window shopping with her friends or stuffing her mouth with crepes, much less an encounter with a member of the opposite sex to make her heart throb. Weird line, but alright. Angie did not have a single friend. If anyone carelessly acted friendly with Angie, they will be scolded by the guards or else the teachers. All of them were strictly ordered not to let shabby humans approach the daughter of the esteemed Ushurimiya family. I gotta be honest, I'm built different. I would be, if I was in this situation, no matter what, I'm trying to befriend her.
If only.
If only I could fix her. I could fix her.
We all wish we could fix her.
Ugh. During that time,
I like her. I was saying I like her a lot. I like Angie. She's a good character.
I know, I already rock with her. During that time, the talk shows were always mentioning Ushurimiya Eva, always spreading rumors about her countless financial misdeeds. Those who knew her daughter naturally began to keep their distance. Even now, she was called a witch at school, and anytime something bad happened, even if there was no proof, it would be whispered as though if it were the whispered as though if it were absolute truth, that she had imposed her will on the school staff. The environment makes a person. By now, she had a heart as wild as those around her feared. No one trusted her, so she never bothered to believe in anyone. No one loved her, so she never even tried to love. And when Eva caught an incurable illness on top of all this, it was whispered that this too was a conspiracy, and this time, Angie was set up as the mastermind. Everyone whispered that the daughters of witches are witches too. Even the talk shows and the weekly magazines whispered that. You'd think you can sue them for defamation.
Yeah.
Like, that's a fucking insane thing to put on your article.
Mm-hmm.
So, Angie also accepted as though it was definitely... No. As though it was obviously true. Therefore, since she already believed that she was a witch, when she heard the name of the Golden Witch was being turned over to her, she only felt like saying, "You just figured that out now?" However, she was at least sure of one thing. The title of witch that she had inherited would definitely never be inherited by anyone else. She would be the last head of the Usumiya family, and the last lonely Golden Witch. Angie could be seen on the roof of a skyscraper, oh no! Compared to the winds of the world that had been beaten down upon her until now, this strong, cold wind was warm and pleasant. Below her lay a beautiful nighttime scene, and a dazzling river of red and white lights. It was supposed to be clear out that night, so there really should have been countless stars stretching out over the sky. However, the light from the ground was too bright, so you couldn't see them at all. Angie couldn't help but think that what she truly thought must lie in that unseen starlight. The world of reality below her looked so far away from here. She could imagine that this place was the closest to the world she really should be in. There was only one thing that Angie cursed. Why had she not been able to go to that family conference on that day 12 years ago? Even though, if she had gone, it would probably have been possible for her to stay with her family forever. Lately, she'd been dreaming about her family over and over again.
It tends to happen when you got baggage like that.
The person I was 12 years ago calls out frantically, urging them not to go to the family conference. But both Dad and Mom are too far away, and my hand won't reach them. Battler Nissan always loved me a lot, and he'd always pat my head. But even though it looks like that hand's about to touch me, even it does not reach. For some reason, I started having that dream over and over. Every time I had that same dream, I uselessly tried to stretch out my hand even more forcefully, over and over and over. Even if only Battler Nissan had lived. Then perhaps we'd at least be able to support each other in my cold and lonely reality.
but his hand never reaches me. Even if I climb to the roof of this tall building, I'm so far away from all of them. A mysterious girl appears in my dreams and urges me. She urges me to find the truth of what happened 12 years ago. She has long blue hair. If only I could learn everything that had happened to Father and the rest of them on that day. Would they come back? At least one of them? There was no way that anyone would answer that question for her. I get it. In this world, I have no family or friends. So, let's go home to where my family is. No! From the start, Angie's figure had been on the outer side of the fence. The scenery below her eyes was distant, beautiful, and so fantastical that he actually didn't give rise to fear. If I look down, I'll surely be swallowed up by the world below. So I looked up, because I wanted to be taken to the world above, the world where my family was. Who cares about vast wealth? Who cares about cursed gold? Who cares about the golden witch Beatrice? What I really want, even a mountain of gold couldn't get me. What I need for that is to take a single step forward, just that little bit of courage. So I know she's not actually gonna jump, but just in case, hey listener.
I think they already know.
No, I'm just saying, listeners at home, there's another way. And if you're having those kind of thoughts, there's another way. You don't have to do that sort of stuff. Just want to put that out there, considering how heavy this just got. Anyway, at that moment, I definitely heard a voice. It was a voice I knew. A voice that had called to me in my dreams for so long. Before my eyes, in other words, in midair above that jet-black nighttime scenery, there was the figure of the girl I'd seen in my dreams. She spoke again, with the same voice I'd heard in those dreams.
Your assistance is required.
You're gonna have to go back in time. My assistance? Who needs it? Honestly, yeah. If a little girl appeared floating in front of me, I'd be like, yeah, alright, fuck it. What do I need to do?
Your family needs it. Your family has been eternally imprisoned in the span. From this day, 12 years ago, until the following day.
If I save them, does that mean my family will come home? When I asked the question I had most wanted to, the girl cruelly stopped talking and hung her head.
I cannot promise that. The enemy is the Golden Witch, Beatrice. A mighty opponent. I cannot oppose her. But another Golden Witch might be able to manage something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The only one who can oppose the Beatrice of 1986 is the final Beatrice of 1998. In other words, you, NG Beatrice.
This is probably gonna come as a shock to you, but I've never seen the first two Terminator movies, but I imagine this is what the plot of those two are. Witch from 12 years ago took away my family?
That's right. She is your foe. The root cause that always leads to your future of isolation.
My family's foe?
In exchange, I will search for a fragment with the ideal world that you wish for. A world where your family comes home. I make no promises that your desire will be granted.
Umineko into the Umineko verse? Okay, I guess. Alright. Okay.
Umineko's just like this.
Yeah.
Beatrice's came forward in 1986 is quite perfect. I'd planned on bringing you that ideal fragment as a present today, but I still can't find it. This is a very firm fate. I haven't seen the likes of it since the time I fought Lambda Delta.
I don't know who that is. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm giving you a chance for revenge. In exchange, I promise to search for and bring you the happiest resolution among the possibilities you're capable of accepting.
Revenge?
It may be a fruitless effort. Even if you succeed in your revenge, there's no definite proof that your family will return. Even if you manage to hit a miraculous possibility, you may only be able to bring one person back, if that.
I mean, I can already guess. Battler's the main character, and she was like, even if it's just Battler, please, just Battler, if anything. I wonder who the one person's gonna be. Chooses Maria. Fuck!
Do you think she'd have a choice?
Huh?
Do you think she would have a choice?
I imagine that, Berncastle, if she finds multiple realities.
Do you think Brimcastle... I mean, she's already making it sound difficult.
Yeah, I'm thinking that if she does in fact find multiple realities, she would with different last survivor, she would bring them all.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine at the end of this, it's gonna be a reality with Battler. That's what I imagine. At the very least, Battler. And if the author is feeling nice to not have a dead child be canon, Maria. Angie understood the meaning of that dream. The dream where it seemed that, with just a little more stretching, her hand might be able to reach at least Battler Nissan. And there we go. A miraculous possibility. I mean, it's still higher than 0, right? Is it 1%?
Trying to read any probabilities before the result is useless. So I cannot tell you that number.
It'll definitely be slightly more than likely if I do nothing.
Yes. As long as you do not throw that desire of yours away. But be prepared. It is extremely close to 0.
As long as it's not 0, it's infinitely higher than 0. Okay, like my fucking Umineko logic there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take you up on that offer.
Are you sure? You probably won't be able to return here again.
Oh, the world where I'm left with an aunt who wants me fucking dead and considers selling me into slavery, and a society that is also putting me up to be a villain? Oh no! This isn't the world I'm supposed to be in. I'll find the world I'm supposed to be in myself. Tell me your name.
The Witch of Miracles, Berncastle. And by that name, I acknowledge you as the Golden Witch, Angie Beatrice.
We got another character profile. Angie Beatrice, the final witch, born in 1998. I forgot how the name thing works. I was like, no, she fucking wasn't. She was named by Ava as her successor and was accepted with Berncastle as her guardian. She had to start from square one as a witch, but she exists 12 years in the future. She possesses the ultimate sort of magical resistance, for none of Beatrice's magic can target her. Furthermore, in a manner opposite to her brother's magical resistance, she has a natural talent for attacks against anything of a magical nature. She holds tremendous potential for both offense and defense. However, the distance is vast. 12 years is a long time. Yeah, there's 5 different Legend of Zeldas out by this point.
As of now, you are a true witch.
The instant she proclaimed that I was a witch, I felt dizzy, as though something inside me had changed drastically. Oh shit, no, she's still at the edge of a building! Fuck! At that time, I heard a clunk. It was the sound of the door that opened to the staircase of the roof. It was guards. Oh shit, fucking battle music playing. Only guards in name. Aren't they the cage that wraps the tightest around me, shutting me in? They saw that I was already on the other side of the fence and dashed forward, horrified. Funny, we found the target. We're pushing back up on the roof. Archie-san! We were looking for you! It's dangerous there, so quickly, come this way!
What's that?
My fan club. I'm pretty popular. Oh
No
shit!
point in getting caught.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Got a fucking vocal track, let's go! While having a vocal track in a visual novel.
You'll get more.
At least it's not in English, so it's not like fucking me up too much.
Yeah. No point in getting caught. Let's go.
Looking annoyed, Castle turned on her heels in the jet black sky. Watching that perfectly casual gesture, I followed her as though it was completely normal. Archie-san! Wait! Misty! Look out! It's useless. It's all useless. Well then, see you again next time. Please send a limo to get me. Everyone else will be there too. See you. No fucking How do I fucking hold on? How do? This is sick as shit. How is there a way I can like turn off the fucking like? Like, can I turn off the text box? Shit, hold on.
I think there might be a key that does it.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. I found my new desktop wallpaper. Turn off text box Umineko. Z? Nope. Yeah, God, come on. There's a clear option. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, clear? Ah, hell yeah. Okay. Found my new wallpaper. This is sick as shit. Aji-san! Huh?
Umineko has some good CGs.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I already have that end of episode 2 CG as my wallpaper. Oh my god. Alright, so I made a Into the Spider-Verse joke, and then they just they did they just did that. They just did that's a fucking Spider-Verse reference before Spider-Verse even came out.
Or maybe Spider-Verse is an Umineko reference.
Oh fuck, I would love that so much. God, I'm gonna choose to believe that because that makes life better. It's just Into the Spider-Verse was influenced by Umineko. Oh god, please be the case. Alright, new Gameborn and new features. The last Ushiromiya. Like it's the fucking last Jedi. Okay, apparently there's on new. I'm assuming it means like the character. Yeah, it just means the characters. God, look at this fucking smorgasbord of possible victims. I like how the family tree just looks weird. It doesn't look like it's just like look at that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Umineko. Set up for episode 4, which will be the final episode in the questions arc. Because if you didn't know, Umineko is separated into 2 separate games.
Which episode did you say?
Episode 4, last episode of the questions arc.
Yeah.
Which people at home don't know.
It's separated into 2 games, the questions arc and the answers arc, which will be reflected in my thumbnail and what the game, and I'll be like resetting like the thumbnail and the numbers as well. But thank you so much for joining us. This was fucking amazing. Bye for now.